So today we'll start a new chapter, that is metabolism of lipids. This is the fifth chapter in your syllabus. Now, before we start metabolism of lipids, we need to understand what are lipids, what are the types of lipids, and what are they made up of, and all of that. One second. Right. So lipids are essentially esters of fatty acids. So what is an ester? Ester is essentially a bond that will have RCO ONR ऐसा रहता है ester. ठीक है. This R might be R1 and R2 in the sense these are alkyl groups. ठीक है. It can be any other alkyl group, but essentially any alkyl group for that matter, but it will have this bond. It will be one alkyl group attached with a C double bond O and a O alkyl oxygen, and you'll have another alkyl group on the other end. That is an ester. Lipids are esters of fatty acids and glycerol. Glycerol is a alcohol, and that combined with fatty acid will give you a lipid. So one second, I'll show you how a typical lipid looks. Hmm. हाँ, ये देखो. This is an example of a triglyceride molecule. In this, you have one molecule of glycerol attached with three fatty acids, okay, making a lipid. Now, that lipid is a triacyl glycerol. Essentially, you are having a fatty acid molecule that is attaching with glycerol. Glycerol is on the left hand. It is an alcoholic molecule, and fatty acid, when it combines with both of these, R1, R2, R3 refers to the different alkyl groups that can be attached to it. It can be anything, okay. It can be methyl, ethyl, propyl, isopropyl, whatever it is. Okay, giving you a lipid. Now, there are a few foods that are essentially rich in lipids. Those foods will include milk, eggs, liver meat, or meat in general, mutton, fish, ghee, butter, vegetable oils, nuts and seeds, even a few fruits as well. All of these are pretty rich in lipids. Okay, lipids are very important for your body. If we talk about the biological significance of lipids, so biological significance of lipids. Why are lipids important? Essentially, first of all, they will serve as a fuel for your body. Okay, they act as a reserve fuel, meaning whenever the amount of glycogen in your body decreases and whenever you do not have enough amount of glucose in your blood. Let us suppose you have not eaten in one day. Okay, let us suppose today you forgot to have breakfast and lunch. Generally what happens is, initially all of your glycogen reserves, they will be burnt by that sense, in the sense glycogen will be converted into glucose, and that glucose is sent into your blood. Let us suppose the glycogen reserve has been used up and someone is in a caloric deficit for a long period of time, meaning they are not eating enough amount of calories for a longer period of time. Let's suppose 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, or 2 months. In that scenario, what happens is, if you are continuously in a calorie deficit, now again depends on what degree of calorie deficit is present, but let us suppose they are having a calorie deficit of about 100 to 200 calories. An average human, average 70 kg male, roughly needs about, let's suppose, 2000 kilocalories per day. Okay, to maintain their body weight. If they want to maintain that 70 kg body mass, let's suppose they are a healthy 70 kg individual, they need roughly around 2000 calories, give or take. एंड यहाँ पर आप मेंटेनेंस से थोड़ा नीचे खा रहे. लेट अस सपोज यू आर ट्राइंग टू लूज वेट और दैट पर्सन इज ट्राइंग टू लूज वेट एंड दे आर ईटिंग 1800 कैलोरीज पर डे. ठीक है. In this, at this point, what will happen is, initially the glycogen reserves that are present in your muscles, that are present in your liver, that will be used up. They'll be converted into glucose and that glucose is used up. When these glycogen reserves run out, that is when your body will start looking for alternative sources of fuel, because it wants to perform its daily metabolic tasks and all of that. Cells need energy, so that energy is being provided by the lipids that are stored in fat, adipose tissue essentially. Other than that, it will act as insulation. Another important function of lipids is that it will act as insulation. ठीक है. Subcutaneous tissue में, whenever it is present, how much ever it is present, it will act as an insulatory material wherein it will keep cold out. Okay, the person will be warm. Then it regulates membrane permeability. depending on the amount of lipids that are present in any membrane, cell membrane. uh, it is an important constituent of cell membrane, because of which what will happen is, depending on its quantity, how much lipid is present inside your cell membrane, it will strongly influence the membrane permeability. Membrane permeability essentially refers to the characteristic of the membrane, wherein it is allowing certain molecules or certain chemicals to pass through it. Okay. Generally, your cell membrane is very selectively permeable, meaning it will only allow a few small particles to pass through. It will not allow everything to come inside the cell. Okay. Other than that, it will form a protective coating around your organs, lipids, and other than that, it will supply fatty acids for synthesis of various components in your body. For example, अगर cholesterol बनाना है या progesterone बनाना है, vitamin D बनाना है, so on and so forth. A lot of important hormones or a lot of important chemicals in your body rely on lipids. Without the enough amount of lipids, you will not have those being produced, especially cholesterol. That is why it is essential that you eat a certain amount of fats in your diet. If you know there are a lot of people who, in a bit to decrease their body weight, or if they want to lose their body weight, they'll simply stop eating as much fat as possible. Okay? Like completely stop eating as much fat as possible. Maybe they eat very scanty amounts of oil and so on and so forth, whatever they do. But the problem with that is, your body needs a certain amount of fat for normal purposes, normal function of your body as well, especially for the production of cholesterol, for the production of prostaglandins, for the production of vitamin D. Without these, especially without the production of cholesterol, you cannot have several hormones that are produced, especially testosterone, estrogen, progesterone. All of these rely on the steroid nucleus of cholesterol. So if lipids are not being consumed, cholesterol will not be formed. If cholesterol is not being formed, all of those hormones will not be produced. All right. So having a adequate and healthy amount of lipids is very important for normal functioning of your body. Now, lipids can be classified into three major categories. Essentially speaking, lipids are of three types. You can have simple lipids. Simple lipids are of two types further. They are fats and oils, and another types are waxes. Okay. Then you have compound lipids. Compound lipids are phospholipids, glycolipids. There is glycolipids, lipoproteins as well. Okay. Then there are derived lipids. Derived lipids are derived from, depending on where they are derived from, there are either fatty acids or alcohols. Alcohols like glycerol or sterol, both of those. In some textbooks, you will find a fourth category as well, that is miscellaneous. Uh, in some textbooks, that might be present, some might not be present. Generally, this is a common one, or this is the common classification of lipids. Now, first coming to simple lipids. These are esters of fatty acids with various alcohols. It might be glycerol, it might not be glycerol as well, depending on whether glycerol is the alcohol through which it is esterifying altogether, whether glycerol is used to form a bond or not. Depending on that, you can have either fats and oils, or you can have waxes. Okay. Now, the first type, फैट्स एंड ऑयल्स, इन लोगों को ट्राइग्लिसराइड भी बोलते हैं. ठीक है. These are fatty acids that have esterified with glycerol. The image that I showed you earlier, where did it go? Yeah, this one. This indicates a glycerol being combined with a triglyceride, or with a fatty acid, with three fatty acids. Here is your glycerol, and this is the fatty acid number one, fatty acid number two, fatty acid number three. ठीक है. COOH है ना, ये है ना, that is why it has become an acid. This represents an acid. ठीक है. When three fatty acids are combining with glycerol, you end up getting a triglycerol or triacyl glycerol, or it is also called a triglyceride. Okay. Now, whenever you have these fats that are combining with alcohol other than glycerol, that is when you get waxes, the second category. Okay. Now, triglyceride or triacyl glycerols, whatever you call it, are present in plant and animal cells, and they are generally present in stored fats. Okay. They will not be seen in membranes, mostly adipose tissue may, and they'll be present in stored and reserved quantities. Okay. They are non-polar hydrophobic kind of fats, meaning they don't have polarity. पोलैरिटी का मतलब यह है पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव चार्ज को पोलैरिटी बोलते हैं. दीज आर न्यूट्रल इन चार्ज. ठीक है. And they are hydrophobic. They fear water in the sense that they will get repelled by water. All right. Normally, there should be a little amount of triglyceride present in your body, which should be stored for a few months in case glycogen, runs out in the body. Glycogen reserves will generally work for only one day. Glycogen reserves कैसे रहते हैं? Let us suppose um, your baseline calorie is 2000. Your maintenance calories are 2000, let us suppose, and you eat 2200. Okay. That 200 extra calories will be stored up in your body in the form of glycerol. Now, as you keep on increasing the number of calories, there will be a limit to which how much glycogen can be stored in your body. And when that limit is reached, now let's suppose that limit is 300 calories, meaning you can eat 300 calories worth of extra food, more than maintenance, and all of that will be stored as glycogen. If you are exceeding that 300, I'm only giving an example, okay? This is very individualistic. Every individual has a different limit of calories that they can eat, okay, for maintenance and for growth and whatever you call it. If that person is increasing more than 300 excess or in surplus, that is when there will be a limit to glycogen production. Only that much amount of glycogen can be made and that can be stored. Whatever excess more than 300 is being eaten, let's suppose they are eating 2400, so जो extra 100 calories आ रहे 300 को छोड़ के इसका glycogen बन रहा. This 100 calories that comes into picture will be turned into fats or into lipids. Okay. Normally, glycogen reserves will only last for one day, meaning what your body does is it will make sure that it is not triggering hunger until unless that 300 calories is used up. Okay. Or at least the trigger of hunger will be slow, and your body will essentially try to use that glycogen which is produced in your, it's stored in your liver and in your muscle. पहले वो खाली करने की कोशिश करते हैं. Triglycerides will go on for a longer period of time. Triglycerides can stay in your body for almost months. Okay, and they can provide energy for a longer period of time, much more longer. Now, in general, in a normal human, the amount of fat that should be present in their body, let's suppose it is a healthy male, this should be somewhere around 20%, not more than 20% of their body weight should be made up of fats. So, for example, if I take a 70 kg male, now if you divide their body weight, a lot of it will be water weight, some of it will be taken up by muscles, some by viscera, organs essentially, and some by your bones. There are other miscellaneous what do you call components of your body as well, like hair and all of that, that will contribute to your body weight. But essentially, these are the bigger factors. The rest will be adipose tissue. Okay? Normally, in a healthy individual, let us suppose that individual is 70 kgs in body weight, only 20% of their body weight should be made up of, in men. Okay, women में थोड़ा higher रहता. In men, about 20%, not more than 20%. If they are going over 20%, then they are going into slightly unhealthy territory. It is not that they'll die immediately, but they are going into kind of fatty territory. So more than 20% will be, 20% of 70 kgs is about 14 kg, meaning anything more than 14 kg of fat distributed all over the person's body will be harmful. Okay, for women that is slightly more. For women it is around 25%. Women tend to store a slightly more body fat in their body, which is healthy, that is fine. They'll have slightly more body fat in their body when compared to men. Okay, so if I take on an average, let us suppose 60 kg female. Okay, in a 60 kg female, 25% bertha, roughly around 15 kgs will be made up of fat. So as you can see, the percentage is slightly higher. That is normal. Okay, up to 25% of their body weight being made up of fat is normal. Anything more than that, again, you're going into dangerous territory. All right. Then you have different types of triglycerides as well. Tristatin, triolin, tripalmitin, अलग-अलग type of fatty acids रहते हैं. Depending on the number of fatty acids that are combining with glycerol, you will have different type of triglycerides. ठीक है. You can have mixed triglyceride glycerols as well, for that matter. Then coming to the next type of simple lipids, we have waxes. Now, waxes are esters of fatty acids that have combined with alcohol other than glycerol. Generally, higher molecular weight alcohols जो रहते हैं, उनके साथ combine करते हैं, उनके साथ esterify करते हैं. All right. Fatty acids may be unsaturated or saturated. Saturated means that all of their bonds are single bonds. So you can have saturated fatty acids or unsaturated fatty acids. Saturated fatty acids will refer to those that have single bonds. Okay? There is no more chance of hydrogen or any other molecule coming and attaching into it. Okay? A saturated molecule is one in which you cannot add another molecule, another element essentially. Unsaturated molecules will generally have double bonds or triple bonds. Okay? Meaning if you want to add a hydrogen molecule or a carbon molecule, you can simply break this bond and you can add that hydrogen or carbon. Okay? That is why they are called unsaturated. Now, in humans or in vertebrates, waxes are generally secreted in skin glands. Okay? They form a protective coating onto your skin. They will lubricate your skin. So, generally speaking, you will have wax present in your ears. There is wax present in the hair. Okay? Animals will have it in their wool, in their fur. A lot of waxy secretions are present in that scenario. They will act as a natural lubricant and they'll make sure that uh, they are keeping the surface moist as well. Okay? Now, depending on different animals, for example, there's a bird called waterfowl. Waterfowl क्या करता है? It will secrete wax in their preen glands. Okay, there is a bird called waterfowl, and it will secrete wax on their preen glands or in their preen glands to make their feathers water repellent. ठीक है. Rhododendron बल्कि एक plant रहता. Its leaves has this waxy coating. It will make the leaves very shiny. So there is that as well. आपको वैक्सेस अलग अलग कैटेगरीज में अलग अलग एनिमल्स में अलग अलग वे में मिलते हैं. ठीक, यू विल फाइंड इट इन एनिमल्स सच एज बीस. यू कैन फाइंड देम इन वेल्स. बहुत अलग अलग जगह पे मिलते हैं आपको. एंड द वैक्सेस इटसेल्फ will be made up of several acids. So for example, anything higher than glycerol acid. So for example, we have palmitic acid या myricylic acid. ठीक है. uh, you can have oleic acid. Higher molecular weight acids जो रहते हैं, they will combine with fatty acids and they will make your waxes. Then the second type of lipids, second classification of lipids will be compound lipids. So simple lipids में दो types रहते हैं, triacyl glycerols or triglycerides, in which you have a single molecule of glycerol combining with three molecules of fatty acids, and you can have waxes, wherein the substitution is made with glycerol. You will have higher molecular weight alcohols attaching with those fatty acids to make more complex kind of lipids. Okay? Those are waxes. Then we have compound lipids. Now, compound lipids are essentially of three types. You can have phospholipids, glycolipids, or lipoproteins. Phospholipids, glycolipids, and lipoproteins. Now, first coming to phospholipids, these are essentially esters of fatty acids with glycerol, but they contain a phosphoric acid group. So, phospholipid ऐसे दिखते हैं. One second, I'll show you how a phospholipid looks. हाँ जी, this is the structure of a phospholipid. I'm not able to enlarge it anymore, but I hope you can see this. There is a phosphate group on top. So here is the phosphate group. Here is the phosphate group. Okay. This is the glycerol part, and this is the fatty acid part. The whole thing. Okay. Now, whenever you have a fatty acid combined with a phosphoric acid group, you have a glycerol in it. Sometimes you'll have a nucleic acid or a nitrogenous base attached to it as well. तो ये पूरा मिला के एक phospholipid बनता. These phospholipid will make the main component of your cell membrane. ठीक है. They will attach to a molecule of phosphate and phosphatidic acid रहता. You will have three different types of phospholipids. One second. Phospholipids themselves are of three types. You can have lecithins. Lecithins are also called phosphatidylcholine. ठीक है. यहाँ पर choline molecule जो रहता, ever heard of acetylcholine? आप लोगों को न्यूरो एनाटॉमी पढ़ा है क्या अब तक कभी, या न्यूरोफिजियोलॉजी? Have you all been taught about neurophysiology or neuroanatomy? नहीं. Ever heard the term neurotransmitter? Okay, I'll take that as a no. So choline molecule जो रहते हैं, choline बोल के एक molecule रहता, ठीक है. ये molecule जो है, it is derived from amino acids. These molecules, when they are combining with phospholipids, they'll make a very special molecule called lecithin. Lecithin का एक और नाम है phosphatidylcholine. Phosphatidyl or phosphatidyl, whatever you call it, cholines. ये बनता कैसा? You have a fatty acid, you have glycerol, you have phosphoric acid, and the nitrogenous base in this scenario will be choline. ठीक है. That will make your lecithin or it will make your phosphatidylcholine. So वो molecule में एक fatty acid present रहता, एक glycerol का molecule attached रहता, phosphoric acid present है, ये तीन रहे तो it became a phospholipid already. ठीक है. Now if we go specifically into the types of phospholipids, that is when a nitrogenous base comes in. Here the nitrogenous base is choline. ठीक है, giving you lecithins. Lecithins are very widely distributed in your liver. ठीक है. This contain choline as the additional molecule, and they are very important in prevention of fat accumulation in your liver. Okay, they are also important in lipid digestion. They decrease the surface tension of lipids, because of which lipid digestion can occur very easily. That is lecithin. Then another type of phospholipid, phospholipid, lecithin में important point आपको याद रखने का है. So it is made up of it has the nitrogenous base of choline present in liver, and it helps in prevention of fat accumulation in liver and lipid digestion. Then we have cephalins. Cephalins में फिर, see, all phospholipids will have a fatty acid, it will have a glycerol molecule, it will have a phosphoric acid or phosphate group, plus a nitrogenous base. This nitrogenous base का change रहता, which will cause the classification of phospholipid. Different type of nitrogenous bases are present in different types of phospholipids. तो lecithin में choline था ना, इसमें इथेनॉलमाइन रहता. A different type of nitrogenous base. One second. Okay, these are mainly present in your brain, RBC. Ethanolamine being the nitrogenous base which is attached to the phosphate group. All right. Plasmogens is another example of cephalins. Okay, plasmogens which are present. These are essentially plasmogens जो रहते हैं fatty acids when they are attached with an ether. That is when you get a plasmogen, especially ether that is attached at the first carbon. Okay, first carbon of the glycerol molecule, giving you glycerophospholipids. Anyway, the final type of phospholipid, third type, is called phosphoinositides. ठीक है, इसको phosphatidyl inositol भी बोलते हैं. Now, as you guessed it, the molecule nitrogenous base that is attached here will be inositol. Okay. These are mainly present in your brain, they are present in soya bean. Okay. And they help, the main purpose of phosphoinositides is in helping transportation of lipids, okay, from one end to the other. Especially in your brain, they are helping in transport of these lipids. Now, depending on the number of inositol molecules that are present, phosphoinositides can be classified into monophosphate inositides, meaning there is a single phosphate group and a single inositol, or it can be diphosphoinositides, meaning there are two inositol molecules, so on and so forth. 3 raha to tri, 4 raha to quadro, so on and so forth. Okay. Those are phospholipids. Okay. Then you have glycolipids. Glycolipids जो है, these are compounds that contain alcohol, sphingosine, fatty acid, and a carbohydrate moiety. Instead of having a nitrogenous base, ये glycolipids में carbohydrate का molecule रहता. That is why the name glyco. ठीक है. So they have a sphingosine molecule, sphingosine alcohol, sphingosine. They have fatty acid, they have a carbohydrate moiety, and they have a nitrogenous base. Okay. Now, these are generally present, especially glycolipids, these are present in the white matter of your brain. Abundantly present in the white matter of your brain. In certain diseases, glycolipids will accumulate and they will cause some problems in your spleen and brain. There are a few problems. Okay. According to the type of carbohydrate that is present in the glycolipid itself, you can have two different types of glycolipids. There are cerebrosides and gangliosides. One second. Ganglioside. ठीक है. एक में सेरिब्रोसाइट में जनरली ग्लूकोस एंड गैलेक्टोस प्रेजेंट रहता. गैंग्लियोसाइड्स में थोड़े और कॉम्प्लेक्स कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स प्रेजेंट रहते. ठीक है. मच मोर कॉम्प्लेक्स कार्बोहाइड्रेट मॉलिक्यूल लाइक एनासेटाइल ग्लूकोसामाइन या एनासेटाइल गैलेक्टोसामाइन वो प्रेजेंट रहते हैं. सेरिब्रोसाइट्स आर स्लाइटली सिंपलर मॉलिक्यूल्स. दे हैव सिंपल कार्बन्स लाइक गैलेक्टोज और ग्लूकोज. ठीक है. सेम वो फैटी एसिड रहता, स्फिंगोसिन रहता, वो क्या बोलते हैं आपके पास, नाइट्रोजनस बेस रहता, sphingosine रहता, fatty acid रहता. It's just that the carbohydrate moiety will be different in cerebroside and ganglioside. एक में galactose या glucose रहता, दूसरे में you will have N-acetylcysteine, more complex type of glucose molecules. ठीक है. The main importance of these glycolipids, sorry, is immunity. Tissue immunity and cell recognition site में बहुत important रहती है. Finally, the third type of compound lipid, so एक phospholipid था, second glycolipid था, third is lipoprotein. Lipoproteins are of four types. ठीक है. You have very low density lipoprotein, intermediate density lipoprotein, low density lipoprotein, and high density lipoprotein. Each of these lipoproteins have their own specific functions, which we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, that lipoprotein itself is a very big topic, so we'll start that tomorrow. All right.